Hey, welcome to the Drupal Lab. This is a new channel that I decided to create, given that I no longer work with Blender, for which I did some video tutorials before. But I do now work with Drupal daily. And I've been doing some things that I think are worth to share with the community. So, given all these things, I decided to let my inner teacher come out and let's share this with the world. I hope this will be of use for some developers out there. This very first series that I'm starting this channel with will be about a Drupal development environment virtual machine that I've been working on for the past year, probably. And I've been refining it over time to get it working, as smoothly as possible for me in my daily workflow. Given that I think this is of use for other developers, I decided to just clean it up a bit and publish it on GitHub, so that you can also benefit from using that. This very first video will be just an introduction to this topic. So if you don't want to get the boring details about why this is useful and just just want to go straight ahead into the code, you can just simply go into the next video, which is about the installation. Right? But for the rest of you that are still here, I'll let you have an initial idea, at least the main aspects of why this is useful. Okay, let's start with background. It comes to our minds after we are working with our development environments and installing them directly on our host operating system, that we find it very, very troublesome, complicated to do maintenance tasks on them, right? Especially when you have to do some fiddling for your OS, and then that affects your development environment. You also want to have the ability to reproduce as best as possible your real production environment. There's very good reasons for that, like special PHP plugins and special behavior and specific versions of some software. So that's where this tool, Background, comes in. This is like an extra automation layer that can run on top of a virtualization backend, like VMware or VirtualBox. VirtualBox is the one that I use. And it really needs no more explanation than this one here. You find it, everything I think about Background is there. It allows you to create and configure lightweight, reproducible, and portable development environments. This is really, really cool, especially when you're working with a team. Every time you get a developer onboarding your project, you'll have to get that developer up and running with a good development environment for him or her to be productive, right? And having to do that by hand really is ugly. It's a lot of time wasted. Simply that, okay? So this tools, and specific tool here, will help us with that. You can find some other details in this page. So I invite you to just go to backgroundup.com. Sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. I am really no native English speaker, so you'll find me most likely using or doing some grammar errors along the way. Good. So you'll find very neat explanation here. It's very short. It's straight to the point. For other details, we'll just be doing those along our way on these videos. So I won't stay here more. Let me now explain where this all came from. At the beginning, I found this specific virtual machine that you see here. This is from user Funny Monkey on GitHub, and it's a very useful virtual machine. It let me get up and running rather quickly, not having to do everything from scratch, which would have taken me really long time, especially considering that by then I just started learning a bit of Puppet and learning a bit of how Background worked, and everything was new to me. This helped me to avoid the hassle of doing everything from scratch. Good. And as I said, this is a very useful virtual machine. Thing is, over time, I started finding some details about this virtual machine that didn't work for me. Specifically, there was one that was huge for me. Sometimes I have to work behind a proxy, and I wanted to use my virtual machine like the very same definition for my background managed virtual machine, also behind that proxy, and it didn't work in that case, at least by then. Don't know right now. So, well, I started like fiddling around and had to do some tweaks for that. Also, I ended up having and wanting to do some specific customizations to just to suit my test. Getting a very good command line interface shell. I do use ZSH, which is very powerful, very cool, and also getting a working and nicely configured Vim installation inside the virtual machine for me to be able to just work via the command line interface. I've found personally, it's just a personal taste, of course. I found it to be very, very useful for me and very, very easy. Also, it's very empowering. So this is it. You can go take a look at this one if you want. But after all those changes, this is my end result. This is a new repository. It keeps some good parts of the code from Funny Monkey's virtual machine, but this one has really lots of customization. So to me, it just made more sense to create a new repository, right? That was the reason. It just has too many changes here and there. So this is the repository. You can have some basic instructions here. I do preserve some very useful ones from the original repository. They're just very, very useful. I didn't want to like remove them just because they were from the old code. Okay, good. So this is it. Vagrant runs on top of a virtual virtualization system, and it lets you manage virtual machines in a very, very easy way. You'll see how easy it is as we go along with our videos. And I hope you'll find this workflow, this specific way to approach development environments as useful as I found, and as easy and empowering as I found them. So that's it. This is our introduction. Hope everything is clear for you. If there are some things that don't really make much sense, just keep going along. I hope you'll find you'll see yourself having or being actually more comfortable about this as long as we go on with doing our actual usage of the virtual machine. So that's it for the introduction. See you later.